I'll be honest, when I first came on, I never expected BNI to be something that would be able to benefit us because we're a nonprofit. But it has expanded our territory, so to speak, because the people that are in here, I know that they have my back pretty much. And if an opportunity comes along where they get to share about our ministry or help us out, then they are going to do that. And in turn, I have access to referring the members that are here in what they do. And so it's just like you said, that giver's gain is perfect. We help each other out and we have each other's back.
That's right. It's a beautiful thing when you are with somebody and there's the irritation that they're talking about, and then we go, you know what, we've got that solution for you. You got to talk to this person right here. I'm going to give you their card, and let me tell you why. So that big thing is about the why you should listen to use this person is what we go over every day here. People tell us why they are the solution to somebody's irritation, and so you have 45 people out there in the marketplace telling other people about your solution. That's awesome.
Real quick, I would also want to say though that it's really expanded my way of thinking in ways of making my business more successful. Things that I wouldn't have necessarily considered pursuing to further confidential care may have been brought up in this group, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. So just that camaraderie and the networking within here kind of broadened my views.
Right. So you came to BNI and you said, okay, I can get referrals, but also now I'm expanding on, I'm with a lot of people, and I feel this way. I feel like I'm with a lot of people that are a lot smarter than I am, and so I'm learning a lot about how to do business in the marketplace that I didn't normally think. So,
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jennifer.
All right, Ms. Terry, you've been with us for now 6 months. All right, and so kind of, for that person that's just joining BNI or that's looking at this and going, I just don't know. What are some answers to some of their fears?
That was something I've wondered. I initially thought, oh my gosh, because I'm a service-based, and so I don't have that high volume like a builder or some of the other things. So that was a little bit intimidating for me because that could possibly be my whole year's salary, for joining, just depending on how well I did. And so I was really hesitant, but you know what, it works. My sales are up 30% due to BNI. I have moved into that next level of leadership due to BNI. I would not have made it at the point that I'm at without the work of everyone here. So the ability to get those referrals has really, really helped. I live in a small community. I'm now exposed to all the way up to Collierville, Memphis. I've got people who know people that can put me in touch with them and expand that networking opportunity.
Awesome. You mentioned that you expanded the network opportunity. Have you taken advantage of other opportunities to network within BNI, or can you speak to that?
So there's, of course, the things that we do here, the one-to-ones, which is something you have to take advantage of. You've got to meet the people in the group, because then when you've got that opportunity that somebody needs somebody, you know who to refer them to, and you know they're trustworthy. Then there's other opportunities of just learning more about yourself, that personal development. And then there's other opportunities with, like the roundtable that they do. And then I've been invited to events where I can go and showcase my stuff due to referrals that I've gotten that will then expand me to other places. So I've gotten into other groups that I wouldn't have known about previously.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Now this guy Bruce Upchurch, let's give Bruce a round of applause. He's pretty cool. So Mark Louderback, why is he Mr. BNI?
This is Mr. BNI because he intentionally has set out to be Mr. BNI. When he first joined BNI back in the Stone Ages, he wanted to make sure that this is what, he was going to be known as Mr. BNI. So he has taken forth the effort to be a part of our group, to be in all the different leadership positions, to be a part of other groups, to go and travel and just, visit and to do all of the events to make sure that he is getting to know everyone there. That's why he's Mr. BNI. That's why he's Sir BNI.
That's awesome. What's that?
Totally blew past Terry.
I'm sorry.
No clapping.
I'm sorry.
I didn't get any clapping either.
You didn't get any clapping.
ominous.
Undeserving.
I wanted to edify Bruce because Bruce really, Bruce and you know who you guys are, laid the foundation for this group years ago. You guys have been part of this group for a while. But talk about the long view for BNI. You've definitely taken the long view. You said, you know what, okay, I'm going to be here. I'm going to use what BNI has to offer, and I'm going to utilize that in my business. What has that meant for you? And kind of speak to somebody using this as part of their marketing efforts for the long term.
Okay, well, good morning, everybody. I want to especially welcome our visitors. When I first was introduced to BNI, first meeting, you know, they were saying, well, this is what we're going to do, and this is what BNI is about. And I was excited. I'm like, you're kidding. We're going to have a group of people that are out there just going about in their everyday life, and they're going to be looking for referrals for me. Like, wow, I want to be a part of this. You know, I'm a natural connector. You know, I'm a custom home builder, and so people are constantly calling me, you know, from the church, from other networking groups like the Chamber, even total strangers, that they'll see my sign out there and they know I'm building a house, and they said, hey Bruce, I got a roof problem, I got a flooring problem, I got a plumber problem. Who would you recommend? And they're strangers. We don't know each other, but they're calling me, and I'm like, I'm happy to help. And so the opportunity to be a part of a group of people who are going to give referrals back to me, I'm like, wow, I want to be part. I mean, the first time I visited, I filled out the application, wrote the check, and said, please, I'd love to be a part of this. And that's about 8-9 years ago. But my first good referral was about 18 months. And I mean, you know, because I'm a custom home builder. I'm kind of like Mark, where, you know, a financial advisor, referrals are not easy to give to when there's people going to be spending a large amount of money. So I mean, I have to take that long view. And so, my tagline is relationships make the best foundations, right? So I'm a relationship type of guy, and so I'm all about investing into this group of people, and you know, you have to have that long term. The longer you're in BNI, the deeper the relationship, the more likely you're going to get good, solid referrals. You know, and what I was telling somebody, one of our visitors here, I said, what is just as important for my teammates to know what does a good referral look like, it's just as important for them to know what a bad referral looks like. Those referrals that I really don't want, right? Because I mean, I don't want them to be throwing the type of referrals I'm not pursuing. I just want, especially when you're busy. Anybody here busy? I mean, really busy. I only want the best of the best. I want to teach my teammates, these are the referrals that I really want, right? And so that's what we're all about, is learning from each other. I'm gonna tell you, and wow, thank you visitors for being here. About a month ago, we had somebody invited a visitor, and I had one of those irritations that Mike was talking about, right? And Nick is my flooring guy, and I was like, I was going to have to eat $9,000 worth of hardwood floors. I mean, it's like we had run into a problem we had never seen before. I've been building houses for 28 years, never had this problem before. And so we had come here to the meeting, and somebody had invited this visitor, and we had followed up, we were talking to each other, and I said, hey, I've got an irritation. Do you think you might be able to help me? And she's like, oh yeah, I've seen that before, I can help you. And it's like, we met on the job site, she did a sample room, and it's like, wow, this is fixed. And so she cleaned my hardwood floors, and I didn't have to eat those hardwood floors. I'm like, wow, thank you. That's one of the values of being a part of a group like this. It's like I hear Margaret says that all the time, where, you know, one of the benefits of being a part is you learn about what the opportunities are. You learn from your other members. You were saying that. It's like there's so much to learn. There's so much growth opportunity that you would miss out. Does that make sense? Yes. So, I mean, what is the value of a visitor? Visitors are the lifeblood of any group, whether it's a Rotary, a Chamber, a BNI group. It's like, that is incredible. You know, that you're always interacting and tapping into other people's circle of influence. And I mean, and that was money. That was money out of my pocket that I saved because somebody else, another team member, invited that visitor here, and then she was able to help me like that.
Awesome. Great job. Great
Thank
job,
you.
everybody. Appreciate it. All right.